history of the people, our story, not his story, okay? And I hope you can join us in that celebration, but also importantly in remembering, so that we can learn and move forwards together to create more positive change in our communities and in the world today.
In the pond! Mr. Molly! In the pond! Stroud Water Riots! Stroud Water Riots! Stroud Water Riots! In the pond! Mr. Molly! In the pond! Mr. Molly! In the pond! Mr. Molly! They say his story! We say our story!
I saw and did, together with others in the Stroud Water Valleys in 1825.
I want to share a quote from someone called Kofi Klou, who is a Pan-Africanist organiser that the RISE, one of the organisers of this event, have had the honour of learning a lot from over the last number of years. And this quote is, "The best pages of history are the ones written by ordinary people of conscience." To stand here together and remember people who've done that in the past and think about what that means in our own lives today. Right now across the world, people are making massive wins, taking over governments and making massive changes for the benefits of all. For example, the Alliance of Sahel States, right now in West Africa, people have taken over their whole governments and are now uniting their countries to ally against France and the United States. They're reforming education, food systems and reminding us all that change beyond what we believe is possible here in Stroud can actually happen. Look also to the Fen Macarena, which is a women's union in Peru that is hundreds of thousands of women strong. They're organising for their rights in their masses. Today over at our store we're actually raising funds for them and we've got some of their artisanal goods, so go and have a check of that before you leave after we've done the dunking. We're working together with these communities to give us all a fighting chance of winning against this system. The choice is either that or accepting a world that keeps us all under the boot. If you want to be involved in the work that we're doing, this event today is part of something called the Decolonial Open Communiversity, which is communities coming together across the world, learning what they need to learn to be able to make the change for all of us. And we're doing lots of different initiatives. Can't be passive in the creation of our own futures, right? This mill owner represents the systems that we're fighting against. It's not one bad boss, it's the whole damn thing. So together we're going to throw him in the canal as the weavers threw millmen and strike breakers in during their riots. We're raising up symbols of resistance that we made through collaborative workshops over the last few weeks, symbols, ancient symbols from communities across the world and ones that we've invented ourselves as we try and write our own story. These represent powerful struggle and the mantle that we're trying to take up as we move forwards. We're not just remembering history, we are continuing it, the tide is rising, and we are not the children of the mill owner, we are the children of the weavers and peoples of conscience, like Kofi said. So we're standing up to build a better world, down with the bosses, up with the people, so let's throw this man in the canal.
Was carried on from the top of town down to the canal where we threw him in. These symbols are a mixture of ancient symbols, particularly from the African continent, particularly from the what is modern day called Ghana. This includes the Sankofa bird, which is a symbol which means specifically to go back and get, to find what we can restitute and learn from our histories and to bring them into the future. Which is why that's such a powerful symbol to have on there. Mixed in here is symbols from these lands, symbols created by the people here. This here is the Welsh symbol of Awen, which is the spirit of creativity. Here there's a soup pot, which is the one that I made because I believe that soup and food can bring communities together so beautifully. And here is the Archway Arch, a symbol of the resistance and solidarity that came from Stroud to enslaved people at the time of abolition. So yeah, this is a powerful ladder and we carried the mill owner on this. And then as soon as the mill owner was in, this ladder came up into the sky and you could see the symbols of our people flying in the wind.
Solidarity with our friends in Mexico.
I learned today, fuck the rich, make them go for a swim. That's what I learned today. I hope you learned that too. Free Africa and free all the colonized.
We were like walking through Stroud, carrying a mill owner, and then we chucked him in the canal to celebrate 200 years ago the Stroud Water Riot, where they chucked lots of mill owners in the ponds.
Nice. Do you know what?
I'm learning how cathartic it feels to shout Elon Musk in the pond, among many others. It was like properly overwhelming. That's what I've learned, is that everybody wants to know more about this. This is really important to people.
Protests are so important. Yeah. Riling up all the people around different towns and cities. It's amazing to see all the people come out for it.
What have you learned today about the importance of radical history and education?
I've learned that the power of people coming together, especially in your local communities, even just on this walk, the number of people who joined us and the power that created was incredible. And
nobody should be a millionaire in this world. That's why we need to get rid of them and redistribute their wealth fairly.
When we were putting together the symbols, I chose to make the symbol of the arch, which is the symbol of the school I went to here in Stroud Archway. This was the arch that was the only symbol built in the year to commemorate the abolition of slavery. It's a hugely important bit of the radical history of Stroud. Sadly, we aren't taught about it enough at my school, but I do want to rep Archway because I think Archway is a really working class, normal, everyday school here in Stroud. Generational families have gone through Archway, and we heard today all about Mr. Marling. If you go to Marling, you're called Mr. Marling's boys. That means you think of yourself as a mill owner. Those of us at Archway understand that we stand on the side of the people, radical history, Archway over Marling, boo Marling. No, I'm joking, guys. But I'm not really. There's a really important thing here about understanding and raising up those parts of Stroud that are often discriminated against, that are put down. Archway School gets a really, really bad rap, but the symbols that we hold up are really important. I'm bigging up Archway. Let's move.
So what have you been learning today, and how does it figure into our internationalism?
Well, today has been a very, very fun event. We're remembering history, but we're also creating history, and you may ask why. You know, how is this impactful on the world? Doing a fun event that's a bit like a carnival, a reenactment. But this event is part of a process where we're learning. We heard about the things that are happening today in other countries, like in the Sahel, in West Africa, where the people are taking back their governments. And we, in Stroud and in the UK, don't really know how to take that kind of power currently. I mean, I definitely don't, and I feel like a lot of people I know are always asking that question: what does it mean to be organised? What does it mean to seize power? And really don't know. But events like this get people out onto the street and engaged and asking and thinking, and when they're connected with international causes, then those are moments when we can start to make those connections that let us really learn what would it mean to take that power back. How do you do that? How does this all work? And so we're learning from history, we're learning from our siblings, and we're connecting and getting organised. So that's why today really matters for internationalism, and internationalism really matters because together we can do anything, apart we can do nothing. So we need one another.